will be learned from a lesson on the subject of testing the shadow on the night of intervention and from the Book of the Writings, 664, article on testing the shadow on the night of. I heard 243. Hello. We are in a special night lesson on the occasion of the day of the Lord's Prayer. We are called from 64 after all the holidays. We come to our ID to the extent that we discovered how broken is what it has to be of the year Yom Kippur Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur Sukkot, and then we want to test our very special situation called several articles how much of our person's soul, when it happens to every person, are from the writings of I heard in Balhu I heard the subject of testing the shadow, the subject of the shadow that the clothing does not have, and according to the size of the clothing, truth, maintenance, Iman, this is a matter that we call in the worlds above us great. But we who touch the lower I was called a son of wisdom, a simple thing, the desire to receive it is made that the desire to receive in the womb, Sinchet Torah, suffocated the mother of faith. Good, okay, if I don't read, yes. Good, okay. Baal Har Sulam, 243, Rabba, Lev, and lo, that blood in the same lesson is spared from him. That is in our efforts, in the spiritual sense of the valley, how much the hawks returned, connects, CM, according to the shadow A, guy in the group in, Orien, Kabbalah, screen light returns. More, yes I mean in the language of emotion, take of the other. Take that on the clothing of the other, important. Every time most, if I buy, of friends becomes a screen, receive, bekan, alad, kippur, kippurs, this is everything done in Bepur Nefesh, Ruach Nisharmachir Uniter, kippur, after the repairs that we, improvement, that we repairs. Come, checking these clothes, we check the screen, we are, as if to receive Torah, as, inan, yes sir, nati. This is not yet an act of giving. When I start to receive, act there. Article says about the opposition to letter 125 URE, cure, kines, because it is considered a holiday, that is it is very special. Conditions for letter 125 a TEH we already have such a beautiful Bazrath. We come close to this holiday world, that it is general we did not protect. We are one tool, a system, a brother. Then we will be considered 10 Sephirot. So everyone, in the one, hello, talk, meanwhile, everything, how rich it is to connect in Gittel, as wisdom, light wisdom, in the light, they acquire their soul. This action includes nothing but connecting among us. It can only be on me. Then we survive the ability to receive the light of wisdom, to influence what we are. The minute, wisdom, so it dresses in the light of the sun. Kindnesses, as Rabbi Shimon of Ashdod, that you are, Rabbi Shimon of Ashdod, the Hasidim, through their correct writes that the shadow is the clothing, in the mean of what this principle comes to us to take. For we must first build ourselves, that we receive, and do between the four, to make a screen, that to reduce, let's say that I stop something. They know that, after we do, I would abstain from them. Later I do open myself up to influence. Very special, but I enjoy them. This action is not yet bitter. So the tests of God. So, if we want to get closer to the platform, what do we need to put into our will to receive the intention? This is not how much we have, just a reduction. This is still year in the direction of the cloth. What are you? I accelerate from the point of view of everything towards everything, and this expression of importance. Where am I? I can't give them to them. That is, I am asking that the Creator arrange for me the importance of himself in what he changes the niche. So it is written to you. Well, after doing right that, the pit is important. I can't give anything. I will tell you more than that. I don't need another need to. We are here in a state of need. We are in a state of need. Music, the spirit does not exist. It is just to accept that the person begins to seek, ask that he wants, not beaten and respected, at the lore of the beck that I am getting bigger. Yes. And all that is shown could become bigger. I need according to the results. If so, I understand darkness. Joy, Pradlam writes, all those croppers at the pit gave to the state of need music, not inside already, between several, interhon, melee, always. If I talk about the whole instrument, such and such until they reach perfection, the correction is over. Because during this week, you are Europeans, because you have worked. You do discover the ability to work. Who received everything? Then this question is big, wide. All the needs of your comrades, a dozen groups. This is a long list. We got some forms, basically. What you want, man, education, man, juices, the sum of the tools. Fill the tools. Crepulation, not to collect. Prayer, and there is higher prayer. When we collect these deficiencies to a certain extent, then we raise a prayer out of the kind of solution. Let David, Rabbi, hello Rabbi, Rabbi, we do not assume that they are giving the Creator brings you to be connected, indication of you are in the Creator, and you need to come to. People are more important to you. Can you transcend it? Your vest will be in order to be streeting, where other no advice is to work together with the friends, not by. Establish the main points of what we heard in the lesson. In the workshop, in the friend's garden, we heard that it returns to receive a straight light, so it turns out that the garment of faith peers, names, and that the screen for construction is precisely by clarifying how many people are not in the institute, how much here is, and from this comes truly created in us the tools of the shadow. This is the light of grace that is received through the 10th, the examination of the shadow, how much the thinking, how to cover the place of priority. We heard that the revelation of evil is also very much needed. Everyone thinks that they are nice to him, his little finger, and learn, and this needs to be on stage. That means quickly. The examination of the Hasana Rabber, the examination of the shadow. This is the examination of the covering from the intention of the in order to receive for my own good. Then here is a clarification that I need to examine a connection that is possible only by self-examination that I left up. This is something that is innately natural. I can create, I mean, throughout our lives. We need to discover this and go. Also, yesterday's lesson began with the fact that Rabbi said about the matter of clothing. It's all about seeing that the utensils are being destroyed. We also see that it is lying down in such a way that it is discovering that it is not a matter of a holiday. How important is this night? This is a great help. What is? And before we move on to the next part of the lesson, we will sing in the sense, us through the ching the. But the traces of life are, they will come down from all. He makes peace with God. He will make peace for us and for all Israel. And if he is our men, makes peace for Moses, peace for all Israel, our men will make peace, peace for us and for all Israel. Let's watch a clip of a rabbi. Clip tells us a little bit of everything to connect with the physical being that you are already stretching out. What can be entered into your that remains maybe yours in the pit. You are a test, capable of nothing from the use of can in the soft. Now are aware are with the words of Baal Har Sulam among us. Baal Har Sulam, I heard the matter of the shadow that is practiced that on the night of a long year everyone checks himself, so he is sure he is a secret this clothes to wear, and faith is called a code of conduct. We become a person in our image. This in the Hoshana great need what we in the world's above image of faith as. He read it again, from I heard the matter of testing that, on the night of Hoshana, everyone checks salvation, that he will be saved is the secret of the heart. This clothing, or according to God grow and multiply, in the same rate, in terms of, and faith and, the Shekinah in, our shadow, and a great process. What we read in the world's above image there is no weight, no above there is nothing, but what resembles a great light, a section not easy to understand it anymore. Let us see it twice, so that we can sleep then strong, and after that we will do a workshop on it. Our so let us be like this heart. longing for the creator, the face that needs to be filled. Therefore we are checking a lot. Enough shadow screen, not the cremator. Returned. We will read again from the section because all the corrections, the section, and on this we will do a workshop. Let's listen like this. How are they not in order to receive it in a revealed form? Only if I reject its revelation, want to be influenced by it. Develop a screen and I work. So now we want to do a workshop exactly on this section and the question that we will discuss. We have enough between us. What is it called? To check where I am. I am within the will, above the will, the creator above the will to receive. And this, if the intention is to fill in the blank, there is nothing here to check, I think. More than anything in this lesson, on this holiday, we are clarifying for us the like, the mind, the portion, after the wisdom. It is to us, these of influence, that come. Sure, as he wrote in the article, that with the underwear, it seems to mean the disadvantage towards the creator. Of course, such a group, the Baal Har Sulam writes that a photograph from our faith. Questions. This is to what extent we are to receive mine, deliberately, perhaps in a practical way. We receive mine, it will be hidden in it, so that he will not have what is really desire of the 10th, wants to fill. What is it called? Check if I have enough shadow, high, above the hurts, and it is an action, all the time. Receives. Apparently, there are 2 layers here. The clothing is in the light returns against how there is no, where his conditions, how much the desire to receive as he is the friends are getting better to want to reach. 10. Very exciting to hear the friends. Subject so high. Already, to get the shadows, it is already a very big thing. Baal Har Sulam, from a letter son to us, happier in the worlds, because it will already touch, and that could a complete prayer for the help of the work, and the power of work itself to do what Brother Hashem wrote in, all kinds of real work that he gave him nothing. This section actually moves us now to rest. Let's focus on what is heartbreak, and actually, these things are not negative things that we are used to, but how all the same, causative stages. So let's see what this strong rocket of Baal Har Sulam from for yourself, how many situations we need to do such a really from his powers that nothing can help, and he is a work that really according to the humiliation of their powers and so on should reveal bad qualities like zero hope, as he writes, happier of the person himself is made of his powers, says that Talim is deep in the animals, and that it is drowned, to the extent that it is very bad, very important what is completely very strong things of the rabbi about the truth. Let's talk about it now. Situation. Each of us has a lot of situation on the way. Let's share a situation in forces, like forces, and that it is of the Hara connection was born to share this with friends. We really need our lives are not life. Used to conclude that there is no more heart. This war us on. Each shares in her actions in a situation in which he feels, and it opened him. I think that as I heard, and as we talked about, darkness is actually great inviting that can in order to transcend thereof all of us in doing, but the minister really knows from this situation that it contributes to truly embracing the great parent what the new came to us. Yes, about 2 years ago I had such a situation of some, but the whole world for, as if you don't understand the pretense to disturb a friend, such a situation complete, moments the situation, and then in my memory, because that is how much we influence. One that is, between us, why in the past tense it is possible in the past tense that feel lack of powers. Laura feels a new connection in a moment. I do. It know how many weeks ago we were in a very, very difficult situation of attendance at the morning class. We tried many tricks with the powers of I was angry at the pit. Their tenths were needed, and after despair, there is no doubt that this is a new connection with a God who must continue. But members, friends who have always thought about it, somehow it is at that moment, but it has to accumulate something Sometimes, I can share now what is happening, which is exactly like this. It is written the other way around. The point of truth. You thought he was raising this question again. He brings this question closer than in one others. And where is the point? There are people who write about this pit. Yes, he describes a very precise situation here, as if it is not despair of the friends. It is not like this. It is like they took your skin. They just peeled everything off of you. It is like you're getting old. It is a very precise situation. It is not easy to reach it. Now we want to hear all the Hassaners. A connection with the Creator. Very hunting, but only because it uses everything. That means help. And from now on, for the correction of the kingdom. Correction. Yes, this is not exactly the clip we intended. We are starting. The rains have come. Well, if we don't find it, then we just call. This is the end of the physical arrival that is scaled. All everything. Within everything. The name of I am happy. You are happy. Sinner who lives not zero at all chance. Nothing. This is a huge disadvantage that does not mind please. You scream sickly. Hosh disadvantage to do as if do not feel sar. Him only the Creator like a drop. So we now call the words of Hebrew Vesh Hebrew Beit Hebrewshin as the same. Request the same demand that the mind does all our work for you. We were for the benefit if you, and this if not us, ourselves, desire to receive our therefore. It is called to you that you do that. You give us a command to Hashem, not work on. This tells us the rabbi in section number 10. I will only find it. Find, called. Yes, you will read this is. Really, Rabbi says this is really a beautiful prayer that he wrote. But we need to be quick in this. What are more the Creator goal to be influential each. All then, sharing the form in becoming the Creator there. Otherwise we so that we have nothing to do comes out. If he gives me a connection I'm lost. I will work. I want to be in order to complete so much. Want to achieve the mother there as our conference to support. Only this being. So now, let's take where the minister is in a big crisis. She felt despair and turned to the Creator or to society or to the betch. She came out of the situation in a kind of despair, a crisis. I don't know why. So she came out. It won't end well. Let's discuss it. Decide what the situation is, and then what happened and how. As her agents, let's choose minutes. Well, we feel a little overwhelmed here, but it's good. This is what she says from my perspective. We need to understand what help is, because we are help. Help is in our tools, the egoists, and therefore we need approaches. I think we do it regularly. Usually on Yom Kippur, we are invited from all walks of life. We have a very dedicated society that doesn't give us credit in the morning. So with this, we are here all the time. It's going backwards. It's not, I have nothing to say. I don't know. I also think that it's not just that this is a topic that concerns us, feeling like trying all kinds of things and all kinds of forms, seeing that actually as if a little bit I don't know what help is to. We knew the such that what dares and not to see, because then it's possible actually as if I have something new. From this you were born. Yes, you were really born the Creator in blessing, and we know joy channels. Good Sabbath at the table. Today especially us as if situations of all kinds of friends who are physically are a drama of friends asking for. I do remember that we faced. I don't remember that we got out of the situation. Directly connected to that easy need to say what is really missing that is of interest. With this lesson, since there is no disadvantage again coming into need, is something good to say. Yes, support also friends who currently don't know what to say. I feel that as ministers we may not have done what we could have done inside the prison, that such and so on. Or it is yes that we arrived before a really solid puzzle. Yes friends, thank you very much. In the tenths we want from you all over the world, friends who have experienced, you have turned to the company for help in the city. Please, who want to share first what kind of prison? Yes please. In we different places, each one of us, at the end of this, one of us came back to life. More situations in which, please, Yes, dear friends, in Hafer 3 there was a gradual process situation. Some of the friends, some change that was. Friends, really, that the mountain is falling apart. I remember we must Israel. First of all, we got this friend who is here with us. So, Israel, who is the anointing of the whole instrument that day. We are together, and also friends who left joined us came back. Ours, thank you, Asher, please. Canal, con. Friends saying, Pikal decided now some friends to have it in Bay, others in Melb, others. But then so we couldn't work it out, we are 11 returned to said no, ye should gather one place, men and women. But still the argument didn't stop, because everybody want to hear whatever he want to, until almost explosion we left for us. But just the creator really wants the decision came everything falling into place. Friends who hasn't been to con years, maybe they came to the Congress, friends from Singapore came to Australia, friends from New Zealand. It just was amazing how everything fall into place without any expectation whatsoever. The rest Asher is there someone here in the world share. Yes, please. So we had a very special situation and blessed. Friends, this is Fora. Please, request Chim Yitzhak forder to Yitzhak. We sit where Matt's from, not firms. Fromad in a good way. Everything worked out well. Beautiful. There are many situations and many insights here. Good morning, friends. We have before the crisis our crisis in the 10. We have already planned our activities for the next fundamental course, and our caretaker Ariel already designated me as the caretaker of that next bots. Now came my personal crisis. This personal thing started back in our spiritual work. I just really wanted to get out already. I was so lonely that I chat with some of my friends that please help me. I'm really heartbroken. I am in deep despair. So comes our local lesson, and I really intended not to attend. I didn't want to transplant. I attend our virtual session, and in that local session I open, and my friends meet up clear the thank God fork. Year, Hebrew Tef, Hebrew Lamed, Hebrew He, Hebrew Aleph, Hebrew Bet, Hebrew Vav, Hebrew Mesh, Hebrew Yud, Hebrew Mem, than you so much. Let's go another step. Explaining to us 10 words of the Rabbi, we will see a clip number step. Like this, what is Israel? The name Elohim, your God in work tells us. Rash, if the heart is broken, is found for a reason. What receives, and says you must help. Massive controls. My heart can enter. I simply want that I'm for heaven. Only you can. This has to break the name for the soul where they are. If the person has earned it, he has the desire to bestow there that key, and it is written a broken heart. What such a rabbi writes, if we are slaves, but we will reach this with all our bones, that we are the goal in the pit, that means to be the farm. In this precisely, in the transformation of the form, in the transformation, we ask, of course, if not, the Creator will not give us we that we need to feel differently work. So, situation A, we, if not give liar, that stuck in them enough. I want to Hashem to achieve the word. I want it. I came, yes, ours to support them. I will not become a real zero. So we want to end with a request. Please, from the words of Rav. Number, Rav tells us, this is how we ask for only one. We will hide ourselves. We will forcefully enter one after another and treat you in this way. I am sure that you will connect with you to make you happy. We only speak the word of their relationship, and so we will treat the one who deserves to connect with you. This will be like his. We will take a minute of prayer. We ask that we deserve to connect. Zohar, please. Hey, we read in the Zohar for the people. Karheib 261 articles for Sukkot material is found. Again, Zoham Karch Part 11 Modem page 261 for Sukkot. Parashat Vayachi 4 Minims 210. How important are the deeds of the king? Because in the act of Shem, they are tied to things above. A word above in this world. This is Solomon in the upper worlds. They are below and against them. Abba, there are upper worlds, such as then. Tizeter, why are there those who hold an holy name for the birth? Should they be dedicated to tie an act to a person in the blessing of the commandments and in the act of the commandment in order to do that which is above? 212:12. As it is written, all that is called, and to my honor in uniting me I have a desire to do good deeds, even if he wakes up you took for you on the day the name of the fruit of the tree of knowledge palms, and groves of the river, all the prophet of the rabbi. For against the world is written all I am, called there, against the world of creation. Against the world I created, against the world I made, against them is written even. 214. As it is written, you will go to you. Exactly. Number, Hebrew Lamed, Hebrew Tav, Hebrew Beit, Hebrew Tav, Hebrew Beit, Hebrew Gimel, Hebrew Aleph, Hebrew He, Hebrew Kef, Hebrew Aleph, Hebrew Beit, Hebrew Ish, Hebrew Aleph, Hebrew Beit, Hebrew Mem, Hebrew Kef, Hebrew Vav, Hebrew Lamed, Hebrew He, Hebrew Mem, Hebrew Shin, Hebrew Nun, Hebrew Vav, Hebrew Nun, Hebrew Mem, Hebrew Shin, Hebrew Nun, Hebrew Vav, Hebrew Nun is a day that came out the first. The bearers come out, the bearer of kindness, and we need to continue it in the world. Kindness, what he did his lady who was debauched, vessels and thirsty the king and drink. 217. Here is Yom Kippur. Mother Wisdom brings them, hungry for the charity of wisdom, because therefore we fast. You is a little son of wisdom. Kes, on the first of the holiday, they know that they live among his wife to whom she brought us. We who have 3 kindnesses on Yom Kippur, for that day, on that day which alludes to Abraham. The counting of kindness is in the clouds of glory. The first circle, her kindness is in water or internal, that while he is the kindness of Abraham, water, fruit of the tree of the palm tree, the Holy One, blessed be he, the tree of the palm tree, Prince Palm Tree. This time it is written that a righteous man is like a tree between a written foundation, but rather bound together, and in this he is filled with locusts, a well with life. The tamarisk is filled until a spring. 220. And a branch of a tree, a branch of a tefter, and it took root in its roots and became, that is, a tefter that includes a holiday couch on each side. It is a tree of the ancestors, a tree that holds the ancestors. It is a means that includes within it. The right hand of Abraham is like the ancestors, the right hand of the world, which all received there. 221. And the 2 Arabs of Nat, which imply eternal realms, gather in them, the victor, and the Arabs of Nahal are the heroes. The left line from the top. This is the willows, are not sweet like fruits, they do not make the left. His laws are many, and there is no Arab, and they are not, and we are now observed in the light. The intention is clear, yes, to reveal a disadvantage from it, there to do to it, to awaken it, the kingdom, because we rested, we can in all, if we awaken on it, also the most abundant light, that we are nature, and to do. The Torah tells us how in nature. 22. And many are the house of pillars, that the body stands, the ones that continue, and these are all those who give, who come to give to the 223, and you took the fruit of the palm tree. This is Abraham. This is the kindness of Isaac, the hero of the ancestors, my glory, the river. These are the 2 steps. 224. The fruits of the palm tree I celebrated, I called the Lord Jacob, but the palm tree of Isaac is written palms of the, not of the shoots. The tree of the ancestors is a branch, the side of the body, the arm of heroism, the holy foot, the Arabs of the river that hold on to the side of comfort. From the side of the father in the river, there is no Neza. The laws from there. 225. And many 2 pillars of the water. And why are there 2 steps of eternity? On the step of the side, there is also no, and that the Reb, the river, alludes to eternity, and the Indians, heroes, and therefore they do not make wigs of laws on them, but in the Eshem, they also receive kindnesses. 226. And therefore they hold on to the left, as in his grace, united with all the Sephirot, to the one who cleanses all these 4 waters. Ests, 7 Sephirot, whose thoughts on this day are those who pray on the days of Sukkot, saying, and the Shepherds of Elan are the highest, who need to find them, who invited those from the hill of his prayer to the king, and by the thin species that hint to him, the basket that know how to follow the Torah on the way to aim by them in this world and the next world. 28. On the day that Israel goes out with the signs written, because they were set in the Signs they are, a seal of Cernfin, like two people for judgment they asked him the king and the sim of he who is. Thus all the people of the world come to judgment before the king. Today Rosh Hashanah it is found that all have one succor and heart and vetro and not who has one in judgment. The holy Baruch says to them, God, the signs in my hand are in judgment. 230 on. This day Israel travels at the head in the song Tarag, base that Israel which the people 31 and the heavens of the world rejoice with joy, and therefore sacrifices are made for them to put peace on them. One day of the heavens, from the king alone, is in Israel, and like the king who invited, and tried with all their heart in them, their king said to him, I and you strive, and call for sacrifices on every day. From now on, I and you will be happier on the day I make you sacrifice for me. That's all for today.